Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from, and welcome back to another episode of Behind the Whistle. My name's Eric, I'm an amateur referee who's been refereeing for 18 months, and I'm trying to become a professional. In today's match, we are refereeing Kings FC versus Wadden United Reserves. Now, I've refereed both these teams before. Wadden United, I refereed in a cup final. And I refereed Kings FC a couple of times in the league last year. Today though, we have something very special happening. We have a PGMOL referee coming to watch us officiate. So it's adding a whole new layer of pressure. As I said before, I'm trying to become a professional referee and I'm on track to get promoted to a semi-professional referee this season. Early on in this game, things get difficult. There's a lot happening off the ball and the temperature starts to rise, and you'll see that we have to deal with something very, very difficult. But stay tuned, I take you in the day in the life of what it's like to be a referee, the pre-match, the match itself, and then my post-match thoughts, and then we review all of the major decisions afterwards, figuring out what I could have done well, what I could have done better, and how to improve as a referee. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video at any point, please make sure to hit the like button, and feel free to share it with any of your friends. So I just arrived at the ground. It's in a university campus, so yeah, the change room is quite nice, let me show you. Lockers, bit of changing, and then nice shower block in there. So yeah, nice little setup. I'm also wearing the poppy today in remembrance of all of those that fought for our country and gave their lives for it. So yeah, if you want to get a poppy, you can buy one from the ref stop. They're about £1.50 and all the proceeds go to the British Legion. Ref both these teams before, so I know quite a bit about them, know a lot of the players, so I'll use that to my advantage. But yeah, gonna get ready and we'll jump into the game. So, just finished the game. Was good, lots of positives. It was a difficult game to manage. Two teams were at each other quite a lot, so a difficult game to manage, but you'll see that in the review. The referee from the PGMO had to shoot off, so no chat with them today, but some really good feedback. I won't be saying who it is because we haven't got explicit permission, but it is a player on the PFA to PGMO kind of referee pathway. PFA, which is the Professional Footballers Association, are running a program with the PGMO where they're getting ex-professional players into refereeing at an accelerated rate. So it's a 3-year program where they're paid to train to be referees. And one of those referees had come across the channel and said he watched all the videos and emailed to ask if he could come down and watch some grassroots football rather than the very good standard that they get to officiate and practice on. So I had some really good feedback around how I work around the box and my work rate and things like that. And we're going to stay in touch and hopefully share some learnings that we both get. So big thank you to that referee. Obviously, if you're watching, I appreciate it. Best of luck with the journey, man. It was really nice to meet you. But anyway, I'm gonna go get some food and I will see you guys when we get home for the review. So we're gonna be trying something a little bit new in the review today. Usually we just review kind of the major decisions and talking points, but there's so much that happens in these football matches that we're not able to share due to time restraints or whatever it may be. So this week I'm gonna show you every decision that's made, okay? All the fouls, all the non-fouls, free kicks, etc. And then I'm gonna be diving in as and when it feels appropriate to deep dive into something that has happened. If you guys could let me know in the comments what you think of this new format, it would be greatly appreciated. Ultimately, we're always trying to improve these videos and the viewing experience for you guys. So if you could let us know what you think, we would really appreciate it. So let's jump into the game. So this is an interesting one. There's a long ball and it's pretty clear to me that the goalkeeper's going to win it. However, there's always risk of a tackle. So we come out a little bit wide and then we see what we expect to see, which is a foul. This is less than 3 or 4 minutes into the game. This is borderline a reckless challenge, which would be a yellow card, but I feel like it's appropriate just to have a talk with the player and ask him to be careful, as challenges like this are kind of needless. So at this point, the team in black and gold go 1-0 up, and I'm feeling really relaxed, and I find myself getting into some good areas. So ball gets played out wide, I'm kind of working the box onto this left-hand side. Goalkeeper makes a great save and we give a corner. At this point in the game, I'm feeling quite relaxed. We've kind of nipped a couple of fouls in the bud quite early. We've had a word with the player when needed. Feeling pretty good so far. We don't think there's an advantage here, so we give a free kick for blue 15. The lad lifts his foot. It's way up at head height. Fortunately, he doesn't make any contact with his head. He kicks the ball into blue, but this is still dangerous play. So playing in a dangerous manner is any action that, whilst trying to play the ball, threatens injury to someone, including the player themselves, and preventing a nearby opponent from playing the ball for a fear of injury. So obviously a foot up at head height while a player is trying to header it is an action which threatens to injure somebody. So this is why we give dangerous play. You'll hear things like high foot if you go out and referee, but there's no law against high foot. As you can see, a scissor or a bicycle kick is allowed on the basis that it's not dangerous to an opponent. So this player goes down a little bit easy. It's not enough for a foul for me. And then he's pulling on the blue player and trips him, so we give a foul there. Now, did any of you notice what happened in that clip? My guess is no. So as we stop play, watch the number 11 in blue. He walks over and he deliberately steps on the black and gold player's foot. Obviously, I've got my back to play. I can't see this. The black and gold player tells me that he's just stepped on him and to keep a lookout. Shortly after this, the blue 11 then does something similar on the edge of the box. Again, we've got eyes on play, so we don't see it, but it's clear that those two players are having an altercation. At this point, I'm backing away watching them, realizing something has happened. And again, I have missed it. He then turns around and starts saying stuff again, so we have a quick glance backwards and we can see that trouble is brewing. Obviously, we don't want issues off the ball, and so my kind of ears pricked up and I'm making sure to keep an eye on those two players now. Lo and behold, as they're playing, these two players start having issues off the ball. And so we have to deal with it. The best way I thought to deal with this in the moment was to call both captains in, along with both of the players, and have a word with them. So I call the black and gold captain in, and he makes his way over, and I do the same thing with the blue team. I then tell the player that was not involved just to back away so I can have a conversation with the four of them, and I explain, look, I may have missed something in the build-up, but as I've turned around, I can see you grabbing each other. It needs to be cut out. The player in black's obviously frustrated because I've noticed him grabbing him and I've not noticed the other stuff. So I've said, look, if I see anything else off the ball, there's going to be issues. So let's shake hands and get on with it. And so that's what they do. At this point, I'm thinking, great. I've found the two people that are causing problems. I've pulled the captains in. I've made sure that that temperature of the game has dropped, but some things carry on. Just like in the middle of the park, for me, the 4 goes down too easily. And so we wave that foul away, and then we give a corner for this tackle from 11. On the way back, me and the 4 have a chat, and I'm just explaining to him, look, try not to go down as easy as that. They're not the type of fouls that I'm going to give. As the black and gold player tries to clear it, the blue number 10 gets hit in the face by the ball, and so we stop play for an injury. Obviously, a head injury has the potential to be serious, and so we have to stop play and make sure that the player is all right. Thankfully, we know it's just the ball that's hit him in the face, but you never know what can happen. So yeah, we just want to stop play and make sure he's all right. He lets us know that he's okay, and then we restart play with a drop ball. So as that ball gets played in, you'll see that he pushes the black and gold player in the back. After what's just happened, okay, the fact that we've had to have a word with them to nip things in the bud, my tolerance for 11 and the black and gold 10 for fouls is basically through the floor. Any contact that can be deemed as a foul, I am going to give as a foul because I don't want the temperature of the game to get too much. So the moment he puts his hands on his back, makes any kind of force, I'm given a foul to keep the game level. Now, this was a pretty standard free kick to give. However, my technique for the corner is not great. Now, I don't mean actually taking the free kick, although I do back myself to put it in the top corner here. I'm talking about the way I mark out the wall. So, one, I've got my back to the ball, which is fine because I know where it's supposed to be. I've made a mental note, but then I also turn my back away from the wall, okay, and all the players in the box. Ideally, I want to keep my body open so I can see everything that would be happening. The keeper makes a great save, and we give a corner kick.
Movement.
So half time, a few sneaky things off the ball, not great behaviour that we want to see. At this point, I feel okay, right? I felt very calm, very relaxed at the start of the game, but obviously things have started to heat up a little bit and we're worried about what can be happening off the ball. So at this point, half time, I take a walk over, I get a drink, and then I have a chat with the gentleman that came to watch. We have a good chat, basically saying, look, you know, you've dealt with it well. The way you brought the captains in, now their word is obviously brilliant. I'm moving around the pitch very well. And that kind of instilled the confidence in me going out into the second half. It was really nice to have like a halftime reset with somebody. We go out into second half feeling good, feeling ready. So let's see how we get on. The lad in the middle with the white undershirt is definitely playing him onside, and so we give the goal. I glanced over to the assistant because I was certain he was onside. I was going to play on even if that flag went up, but great work from the club assistant, to be honest. He was 100% onside. So this foul is interesting. Again, the temperature of the game was relatively low and there's a foul here. You could argue this is a promising attack. You've obviously got the two players in black and white and then the two defenders in the blue. For me though, obviously we're right on the halfway line. We're quite a way out from goal. The ball's very wide. For me, this is not a clear promising attack for the team in black, but it's close. And you wouldn't be wrong if you gave a yellow card for Spa here. What does law actually say about stopping a promising attack? That is something I do not know. I've always gone off of like gut feeling for this. Yeah, there's no, let's have a look at the glossary. E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. There isn't one. Yeah, so there's nothing in law to warrant what a promising attack is, and so yeah, it's kind of up to the referee's interpretation on this one. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a promising attack? If he gets to win, it's 2v2 this far out. There's a pass to the number 9 and the assistant puts his flag up. We wave it away and basically tell him to play on, as there's absolutely no way he could have been in an offside position. And then yeah, we carry on. But you'll basically see that as the ball is played to him, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 players playing him onside. And if we draw a line across the box, you'll see that he's clearly in an onside position. So, a penalty shout. What do we think? Ball comes in, the player in blue for me wins the tackle, but then they both go to ground. It was very hard for me to see in the moment, and it's quite hard to see here on camera who is grabbing who. This may be a penalty, it may not. it's very inconclusive from the video. It looked like that player in blue had won the ball and then they just come together. It's hard though. On camera, it does look more like a penalty, but it's impossible to tell as obviously we're getting blocked off by the players in front of them. To be honest, it could even be a foul on blue first. It's hard to tell. For me, this is just a coming together and carrying on. But then very shortly after that, we do have to give a penalty for this. It was very clear to me from where I was that this was a foul. So as he takes that shot, it rebounds, but you'll see that the player in blue goes to clear the ball and just kicks the lad straight in the shin. We give the penalty, and as you can see, there are no real complaints. Everybody knew it was a foul, and just because the player doesn't go to ground doesn't mean it's not a foul, okay? I don't want to ever encourage players to throw themselves on the floor because they've been fouled. It's my job as a referee to identify a foul, not for the player to have to try and sell the idea that they've been fouled to me. And so just because he's not gone to ground doesn't mean it's not a foul. He's been kicked in the shins, so that is a foul and a penalty. So the team in black and gold have now gone 2-1 up and the game started to heat up a little bit. We then get a situation where a player grabs another player by their genitals and then we get a reaction. Now, what's difficult with a situation like this is it's clear from the replay that number 16 does grab him in his genital region. But through the bodies, we see the trip, which I didn't actually see clearly. I just saw him trip him over. I didn't see the whole interaction. So this could probably be a yellow card for, you know, tripping him off the ball, but it felt like, again, it was appropriate just to have a chat and keep things low key. The lad in black and gold is visibly upset, so we just pull him in to have a word and I say, look, if he has, mate, I've missed it. That's my fault, but don't get yourself into trouble just because he's got away with something. So we missed this handball. Where I'm stood is kind of bang in line with the players. And so I actually couldn't tell if this had hit his arms or not. From here, obviously it's so blatant this is handball, right? This is deliberate handball. He's used his hands to control the ball. So from where I was kind of bang in line with the players. So I'm looking kind of down the side of them and his knee is in front of his arm. So it wasn't immediately clear to me that he'd handballed it. Obviously this is a blatant deliberate handball. He's using his arms to control the ball, which is not allowed. It was so weird, like my gut instinct told me it was handball. And you'll see this because as I play it back through slowly, I actually lift the whistle to my mouth and I think about blowing it. But then my brain told me, no, you didn't actually see it, don't guess. And so I decided not to give it. This is clearly handball and I probably should have gone my gut. But ultimately, if you don't see it, can you give it? Let me know. What do you think? So this might look a bit of a strange one on camera and it'll be hard to see, but from my angle it was very clear. As the number 10 goes down the wing, the black and gold 10 has got a fistful of his shirt. He's pulling it, pulling it, pulling it, pulling it, pulling it.
sustained holding. For me, this is a free kick. It's really rare that I give these types of free kicks, but you don't really see it often that the player shielding the ball is holding the other player. But this other player's got his hands away, no holding from him, and so we have to give the free kick against Black 10. About a minute before full time, the number 4 is fouled here. We wait to see if we can play an advantage. We don't say anything yet. It's clear that nothing happens, and so we bring it back for the foul. Thank you, by the way, to all the people that commented about advantage a couple of videos ago. This is massively helpful. Typically, what I would have done in previous games, I'd have just given a big advantage straight away, and then when the play breaks down, I feel like I wouldn't be able to bring it back. Whereas in this situation, by just waiting a couple seconds, I'm able to let play flow, and then I can bring it back for the foul. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is full time. A really good game in the end. We somehow got out of that game with no cards. There probably should have been 1 or 2, but we managed to manage the game well. We get lots of handshakes, lots of thank yous, lots of well done ref, which is always a nice feeling. And then we head over to the side to debrief with the gentlemen that come to watch. It was so nice having someone who's in that program, who's getting insight from Select 1, Select Group 2 referees to come and watch the game. And some of the feedback was I looked very fit, I worked the box well, I got around the pitch well, and that my man management was good, and I didn't show cards just for the sake of showing cards. It was really great. We agreed to stay in touch, share what we're both learning, me at grassroots and them at the highest level. Thank you so much for them for coming down. Thank you so much to everybody that watched. Let me know what you thought of this new format. Ultimately, all that matters is that you guys enjoy these videos. I make them for you so that you can enjoy the games, and if you're a referee, that you can improve as a referee. But yeah, as always, thanks so much for the support. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you guys next week.